Hey, good evening. I think this is the latest I've ever been. It's 9:30. Wow. Well, I'm doing a show anyway, okay? We have a lot to talk about. A big dump just happened. We'll be discussing that. A lot is going on in Mexico. No new updates in Iran. The war did not happen as expected. Nothing ever happens. It never does. We will never know the exact date or the time. Neither the angels in the sky nor the sun will know. This is so dumb, dude. Yeah, obviously, we're not gonna get a official announcement as to when the United States will attack Iran. So that's just out of the way, but it's still looming in the background, which is annoying, which is something that we have to deal with. Okay, great. Another Trump assassination attempt, potentially, hey. And, yeah, some other general crypto news that is all we will be discussing in tonight's stream, so it should be a good one. Here we have Bitcoin at RSI 29. I have to text Cblo. I'm sure that guy will not want to buy Bitcoin. I'll text him after the stream if I even remember. So anyways, yeah, Bitcoin RSI under 30, sorry. 29 RSI. That is an oversold level, my friends. We also have new pivot levels. Great. Resistance is looking at 70,000 for Bitcoin now. Ignore 72,000, 71,000. It's now looking at 70,000. And even still, this downtrend and line itself, I feel like we might still just be in a downtrend for a while longer, maybe for another week, depending on where price ends up by the end of this week. But so far, not a good start to the week, I could say. Bitcoin's current price has dropped from 67,000 or almost 68 to now 64,700, and it's just a drop of 4.74%. Not a good day, not a good day. But also, I don't know, is this really even a buying opportunity? Could potentially be, sure. If you're still doing spot, now's a great time. Am I getting paid yet? No, I get paid, oh dude, next week. Yeah, I'm getting paid next week. Okay. Yeah, so I can't really DCA anything right now. I don't have money. That's okay. So, yeah, what's the cause of this drop? It seems to just be, futures markets opening at this time. That's the only logical explanation for this. And, I mean, we're just reacting, I guess, to the increase in tariff news. Although we should have already reacted to that. We should have priced it. We have World War III priced in at this point. So what do we even expect? Commodities are on the rise. If you're not aware, Mexico, apparently they're responsible for a lot of silver production. So now that Mexico is in a bit of a cartel war, the prices of silver have gone up significantly. Yeah, but anyway, we'll discuss that when we get to it in our news section of the stream. So that's what we have for Bitcoin for now. No major changes. Price is just on its way down right now. Big fat candle all the way down. Resistance 70,000. How low can we go? It's looking like 63,000, then 61. And of course 60 itself, if you really want to call this a support level anymore. Looking no good. But okay. Part of the bear market. What did you expect? Ethereum also having a fair dump today. 5% down. Going from 1,900 to 1,865. Now, on the contrary to what I see with Bitcoin here, I don't know, maybe the super trend just starts dropping later on, but it's looking like, obviously, resistance 2,000, and then 2,030. Then it says 2,050. Honestly, these levels are all just convoluted at this point. I would really ignore most of these pivot levels, as well as the super trend invalidation. Just focus on the downtrend line itself. We're still far from it. I mean, it could take us a whole week to try to approach that level, and even if we do, it's like we just bounce or rebound off of that and head lower once again to continue making our lower low, lower high movement as we are in a downtrend. I don't know if I could really say the same for a lot of the other altcoins. Now, most of the altcoins that had a premature move to the upside, that's all being invalidated today. Such as Solana, and there you go. As predicted, although a bit more harsh than my predictions. I don't remember having drawn this. I guess I didn't delete it. But yeah, I was predicting movement toward the downside, and whatever candle we're seeing right here is about to invalidate any uptrend that we thought we may have had on Solana. I warned you guys about this, saying, look, a lot of the altcoins that had their trends flipped over, they're likely not going to be sustainable because of the fact that Bitcoin did not have any trend flip over. We did not break above 72, then 71. Now we're looking at 70,000 as a breakout, and things just keep heading lower. You shouldn't expect any of these altcoins to continue any higher. So that's what I see for these. Solana now on its way down, $78, $77, and heading lower as we currently speak. 8% drop today. That is nasty, isn't it? Now we've also got Hyperliquid, which is also not really safe from it all. I mean, we're really right there on that support level. Can we hold whatever excuse of an uptrend we do have? Now, the only silver lining, no pun intended, that we have for Hyperliquid is its commodities factor. The fact that you can trade these, gold and silver derivatives on a decentralized exchange. Hyperliquid will let you do that. Guess what happens to be on the rise today? Gold and silver. So, that might be the only thing saving it, and might be the only thing keeping it in an uptrend. If we do continue to expect gold and silver to outperform in this coming week, which it might, this could be bottom for Hyperliquid, and we just immediately bounce from here, and potentially, keep our whatever uptrend that we do have. Could be the case. Could be the case. Can it drop lower? Of course, but I don't know. I do expect it overall around this $27 mark for a bounce on Hyperliquid. We'll see how it goes. So far, it's behaving as expected. If we do break the whatever uptrend this is, yeah, forget about everything then. We're heading to 25.75 and then to 23.78. And ultimately, it's looking like, I would round this up to maybe 22. 22 is an absolute bottom. Like worst case scenario, like actually worst case scenario, something devastating would have to happen for Hyperliquid. I don't know, maybe Lighter or Aster take over. Lit. What is even going on with this thing? What a joke. Hey, all-time lows if you care about that. That's, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a competitor to Hyperliquid. And here's Aster as well. Also, kind of maintaining whatever support it has from an uptrend, which is looking at 65. I rarely review Aster, but here you are. It looks okay. If we do expect the bounce on Hyperliquid, who is not to say that Aster will do the same, right? What is going on here? I did not change my favorites. Can I go back, please? Okay, well that's all for your DEX market, sure. Litecoin, also on the way down, hitting its support level at 51.23.22. No comments, no further comments on Litecoin, really just further expecting movement toward the downside. Super trend has not changed at all, but seems like it could invalidate around 56, maybe? Depends on how low we go, of course, for this current drop that we're seeing on it. Where is all my stuff? Why does it keep on deleting all my favorites? Okay, here we are. Okay, we talked about Litecoin. Let's go to Chainlink now. Also, same deal. Unsustainable uptrend, invalidating it now. We are continuing our downtrend line as expected. All of these is due to the fact that Bitcoin was not able to flip its trend over. So 821 is the price for Chainlink and heading lower. Same deal with Sui. Current price is 86 cents, heading lower as well. What do we even see for a downtrend line? I guess it would be from here. It's the only appropriate area to draw it, or maybe from one of these peaks over here. What would this even look like? That does not look good. Assuming that was the top, I guess. Sure, I guess we kind of see this. Yeah, that works. That kind of works. So there you go. Right now I'm in downtrend and validating at $1 as expected for Sui. So we're heading lower on it. Support level immediately is going to be at 83. Current price, like I said, is at 86. Heading lower than that, we can hit 77 cents. which would mark a new low for Sui ever since our incredible rise. Don't get me wrong, I still have faith in a lot of these alts, but come on now. BitTensor, one of the few that is still holding on to its uptrend. Barely, though. It invalidates at 161. This is the kind of move I was expecting for it, around 160. I'm sure I said that. And, I mean, support level generated by pivots is at 157. I would estimate this to be a drop around 160 for BitTensor. So we still got some room to drop, right? 167 is the current price. Lovely. Support level ultimately would be around 142, 143. Because of this bottom, and the support level right there as well. Good evening, Pika Pooch. How are we doing? We're all suffering through these markets. Hedera also testing its uptrend and validation at 0.9288. Current price is 0.9403. Yeah, it does not look like it's sustainable either. A lot of these do not look like they will be sustainable, and the other half of them have already proved to be unsustainable. Solana, Sui. How is Monero doing? Another drop here as well. Current price is 310, and we might drop to 300. Seems to be the next support level for it. Fair enough. 350 is where downtrend invalidates. Lovely. It's no longer the 370 it was. Okay. We'll see how that continues to develop. Just gotta wait and see, I guess, for all these. We don't know where bottom is going to be. Rough evening, the usual Sunday evening dump. Yep, let's go. Part of it could be manipulation. Part of it is people are saying OG Bitcoin whale sold. Honestly, who cares about that? Why are they selling after holding for 15 years at such low prices? Why didn't they sell at 126,000? Are they afraid of quantum computing threats now, or what is the big deal? That's questions that everybody is asking themselves now. Yeah, really. Don't have much else to say for these cryptos or altcoins. What are we doing over here? What's like miraculously rising today? Okay, well, Pippin is a meme coin, right? I'm sure somebody mentioned this in my stream a couple days ago. I think it was either CryptoSquid or Chad Jeets. I don't remember which one. Sorry. I'm probably getting it completely wrong. Autonomous AI agent on X. Pippin was created by Yohei Nakajima. AI VC. Okay, I actually don't even know what this is. I thought it was a meme coin. Apparently it's not. LLM benchmarks on ChatGPT 4.0. Okay. Using Solana. Well, it's having a good day. That's good. I don't know what Kite is either. I've never heard of this. Why are we rising? AI payment blockchain. It seems like anything related to AI then is on the rise, which that does make sense. And then meme core up 1%, that doesn't count. But again, meme core, always just making counter trend moves compared to the rest of the markets. Zcash and Pump Fun among the biggest droppers today, 9-10%. Athena as well, and Pudgy Penguins, all above 9%. Rest of these is just a regular, what you would expect from a normal dump day. Lovely. So what we got for the alts. I do expect further downside movement for them. So a bit of a slowdown could happen for Bitcoin at 63,000 is what I see for now, before inevitably continuing its drop to maybe 60,000, 61, 60,000. We'll see how that goes. All right. That's all for these. Let's get into the news. We do have a lot to talk about. Biggest news today that's breaking everywhere. Mexico erupting into chaos as a joint op between the US and Mexican army has killed the largest drug lord, El Mencho. All Americans across Mexico are ordered to shelter in place as the cartel has taken over airports and is setting fires across the country. So this biggest drug lord from the CJNG, the guy's name is El Mencho, weird name. He got killed by the Mexican military. Finally, it seems like they're doing something about this whole cartel situation, with the help of the United States, of course. And keep in mind, Trump literally did say this in January. We have to do something with Mexico, and Cuba looks like it's ready to fall, la la la. Well, I'm sure it's probably nothing. There you go. That's been going on. No relief rally going to 55 or 60. I think mainly 60,000 would be the best support area for it before we do get a good relief rally. And I think it's going to carry on to like next week before we actually see any downtrend and validation. I do want to call a bottom at 60,000, but traders on Polymarket are overwhelmingly voting against it. So it's rough to see. And it might just make a lower low. So maybe we do see 50-something thousands. But I would overall expect 60,000 to hold as a strong support. We'll see how it goes. Here's what the Mexican embassy, or the American embassy in Mexico, has been releasing. The Mexican operation resulting in the death of El Mencho. Through Central Military Intelligence efforts alongside the Mexican National Intelligence Center and Attorney General's Office, Special Forces, okay, I'm not reading all that. Various aircraft from the Mexican Air Force and the Special Immediate Reaction Force of the Mexican National Guard participated in this operation to achieve the arrest of Ruben N., alias Mencho. They say it's an arrest, others say it's a murder. What even happened? What are we really expecting here? During this operation, Mexican military personnel were attacked. Yeah, of course. And in defense of their physical integrity, they repelled the aggression. This resulted in 4 members of the CJNG, Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generacion, criminal group, dying at the scene, and 3 others being severely wounded, who lost their lives during the airlift to Mexico City. Among the latter is Ruben N., or Mencho. However, the corresponding authorities will be in charge of the forensic activities to confirm his identification. So I guess they did kill him. In addition, 2 other members of this criminal organization were arrested, and various weapons and armored vehicles were seized, including rocket launchers capable of shooting down aircraft and destroying armored vehicles. It's crazy what the cartel actually has. They've got military-grade weaponry. How? Why? Crazy. Unfortunately, during this military action, 3 members of the institution were wounded, and were likewise transferred to medical facilities in Mexico City for emergency medical care. In addition to central military intelligence efforts, complementary information was provided by the U.S. authorities within the framework of bilateral coordination and cooperation with the United States. So it's thanks to U.S. intel that they managed to pull this off. At this time, elements of the Mexican National Guard and Mexican Army troops from the center of the country and states neighboring Jalisco are mobilizing to reinforce the security of the state. Yeah, because obviously, the CJNG cartel will start to riot. With these actions, the Secretariat of National Defense reaffirms its commitment to contributing to the strengthening of Mexico's security. Okay. What else has been said? The U.S. consulate in Tijuana. It's happening everywhere, dude. Locations widespread, including Jalisco State, including Puerto Vallarta, which this is a popular tourist destination, Chapala and Guadalajara, Baja California State, including Tijuana, Tecate, and Ensenada, yeah. Quintana Roo State, I've never heard of these, including Cancun, I've heard of, Cozumel, never heard, Playa del Carmen, and Tulum. And areas of Guanajuato, Guerrero, okay, I'm not reading all these, dude. Due to ongoing security operations and related road blockages and criminal activity, U.S. citizens in the named locations should shelter in place until further notice. All U.S. government staff at Consulate General Tijuana and all U.S. government staff in Guerrero, Michoacan, and Quintana Roo states have been directed to shelter in place. Of course, they are now targets, believe it or not, because the United States did assist with the intel on helping the Mexican army take out this drug cartel leader, this drug lord. All U.S. government staff at Consulate General Monterrey have been directed to remain in the Monterrey metropolitan area. Okay. While no airports have been closed, roadblocks have impacted airline operations. with some domestic and international flights cancelled in both Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta. All taxis and rideshares are suspended in Puerto Vallarta. Some businesses have suspended operations. What you should do? Seek shelter and minimize unnecessary movements, remain in your residences or hotels, avoid areas around law enforcement activity, be aware of your surroundings, monitor local media for updates, and follow the direction of local authorities. In case of emergency, call 911. Avoid crowds, keep family and friends advised of your location and well-being via phone, text, and social media. It's getting pretty serious over there, and the citizens are in trouble. So I'm going to go through a lot of footage of all the stuff that's been going on. I've been explaining you the context. Here is what's been going on. Vehicles are being torched, thick smoke across parts of Mexico after the CJNG cartel retaliated with roadblocks and coordinated attacks. This comes right after reports that their leader, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, or El Mencho, was taken out in a federal operation. Jalisco is burning, clashes in Tapalpa, cars set on fire in Guadalajara. How can a country with so much economic potential, wonderful people, blah, 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 I don't understand. Yeah, sure. It's run by the drug lords, obviously. That's why. Chaos at the Guadalajara airport. Employees sprinting for cover as reports spread of armed men inside the terminal. Yeah, they're going crazy now. The CJNG just committing terrorist acts at this point as a form of retaliation against what just happened. Really, they have all this loyalty to that cartel, their leader, that they're willing to pull this off. Like, your leader was just taken out, a perfect decapitation hit by the United States and of course the Mexican army, and you're not giving up, I guess. Obviously they would all be arrested and they would rather die trying, maybe. I don't know what their point is, but yeah. This follows CJNG's cartel's Mencho retaliating hard after rumors of Mexico needs to do something about this. Multiple sources say the operation in Jalisco that killed CJNG leader was coordinated effort between U.S. and military. The Mexican embassy in the U.S. are saying that the capture of the leader was carried out solely by Mexican forces, so without U.S. intelligence. I think that's fake news, though. Oh, that's all I have for here. There's more, though. Do not worry. Do not be afraid. Yeah, also at the Guadalajara airport, Guadalajara Civil Hospital also being attacked, I guess. An armed CJNG cartel member is seen on video setting a truck and trailer on fire on a highway in Puerto Vallarta. It's crazy because I literally know people who have visited this place 1 month ago. Like, that's how crazy it is. Senator Bernie Moreno is pushing for Mexico to request U.S. military assistance to take on the cartels as violence spreads across several locations. Yeah, you should get some help. New footage reveals the Mexican army is moving into the Jalisco-Guadalajara area as tensions escalate. Yep, do something. Intense fighting unfolds as Mexican National Guard confronts heavily armed, fast-moving CJNG cartel elements. The security cabinet will provide the details, says Claudia Sheinbaum. Here's her response to all this regarding the killing of El Mencho, leader of the CJNG. How do you say that while the entire regions are burning? Do something, literally. Send in the military. Heavy fighting erupts in La Desembocada, Jalisco, between CJNG and Mexican authorities. It's a literal war zone between the cartel and the military. Even Costco is burning down. That's crazy. Well, a car is burning outside Costco at this moment. No, I was literally at Costco today. I don't think I should show this. Additional casualties reported, including dead and injured members of the Mexican National Guard. Soldiers are dying. So this is something serious. Mexican forces clash with the CJNG members during a narco blockade attempt on the Tuxpan, Mexico highway in Veracruz. It's all over the place, man. Video from the outskirts of Jalisco, Mexico show what the roads look like right now. Everything is on fire. Imagine just driving by there. I don't think I should show this. Yeah. I guess stuff that they've been doing. They're not good people, okay? Obviously. Military presence finally there. CJNG unleashed their elite Los Deltas unit. It's straight up named after Delta Force against the Mexican government. And they literally look like military people. That's crazy. I'm not going to show this video. He's bleeding out of his mouth. This guy stopped a bullet with his chin or something. One of the soldiers of the Mexican army during the raids. We also have some helicopters over there, cranking up aerial surveillance after El Mencho's fall. And also Canadian tourists. They're stuck. They've got their margaritas and sunsets, but they're also now watching all this stuff burn down. That's crazy. If you're on vacation there and this stuff just happens. Mexican army is also deploying heavy armor to crush the narcos and shield civilians. Yes. Okay, and apparently this is the next guy up. CJNG's next kingpin. His name is El Yogurt. Dude, there's no way this is real. A 29-year-old logistics wizard who flipped from rival cartel Los Viagras to CJNG in 2022. This man has a PhD in U.S. trafficking routes. He hired ex-Colombian Guatemalan military mercenaries and survived the bloody Navy raid in 2025 that left 12 of his guys dead. That's crazy. No official word yet, but we may see him as the heir to El Mencho's throne after his fall. Does he say anything important? How are you doing, Gabriel? Here we are, going in Europe. Hey, we are already in here. This is too fast. In charge here. This one just to see if he will be with us or not. Because you are helping the United Posters, and we will send you the message to settle in with us, or get comfortable with them. Because cockiness is going well here. We are in the banks, just so you know. And I don't hide, eh? So you can see. Okay, well, poorly translated, but okay, I guess. Everything is on lockdown right now. The streets are empty. People are scared. Military vehicles moving in, I guess. CJNG attacked targeting a Mexican National Guard unit in Jalisco. They're just going at it. CJNG gunmen blocked the road by hijacking a fuel tanker. I guess this is the most viral one out of all of them. They literally hijacked a fuel tanker, park it across the highway street, and gave the keys back to the driver. And then they shoot at the truck to, I guess, cause it to go up in flames. Does we see any fire? Nope, I guess not. Mexican army just rolled heavy into Puerto Vallarta. Troops flooding the south side. Black Hawk gunship circling overhead like it's hunting season. Helicopters circling around. Yep. Old video. No one cares. Priests also praying. And that's all. The Canadian part of it. So I want to get into this. They're ordered to shelter in place as violence erupts after the cartel leader's death. Canadians are stranded in Mexico and sheltering in a hotel as the cartel took over the city. Crazy. Okay, and now all the Olympics have ended today. Great. Well, before I get into Olympics, calls are growing to have Canada as the sole host for the 2026 FIFA World Cup after cartel violence in Mexico. How about just the United States? This happened as well. The United States, they beat Canada in a hockey game for the Olympics today, and a lot of people I know were pretty upset about that. But here they are. This is a funny post, I guess. Justin Trudeau saying, "You can't take our country and you can't take our game, Americans." Oh, well, guess what? And then they post a picture of a bald eagle. The White House posts a picture of a bald eagle stomping on a Canadian goose. It's so funny. Did you guys see the original image of this? Like the Canadian goose quacking at the bald eagle. It's this was back when the 51st state was being talked about. Trump says, "Congratulations to our great USA ice hockey team. They won the gold. Wow." And the most gold medals ever won by Team USA at the Olympics. So, of course, Trump is very proud about all this. Who is even more proud is Kash Patel, partying with the whole American hockey team. There you go. With their beers. Lovely. Happy celebration. Canadians, of course, are fuming. That's all there is to it. President Trump says that he is going to give out the $2,000 tariff dividend check to middle-class Americans without Congress. I hope this video is recent. It's from today. Really? Really, really? Hold on, let me confirm. I genuinely doubt that. On a Sunday. I mean, I believe it. He is in Washington, D.C. right now, and I know this for a fact. White House press briefing today. Yep, Trump spoke at it. Nope, spoke 2 days ago. That is a lie then. Fake. Yeah, he did not have a press conference today. It was February 20th, not the 22nd. The video clip is from that event. Okay, so it was from 2 days ago. Yeah, that I do see that. So, I mean, we are still getting that $2,000 dividend tariff check, thanks to the loophole we found despite the Supreme Court deeming the tariffs illegal. So tariffs are still ongoing and we're tripling down on it. We're putting a 15% tariff on everyone as a big middle finger. Lovely. Remember the boat, the hospital boat that we were sending to Greenland? Well, the Prime Minister Nielsen of Greenland is against this for whatever reason. Just accept the help, dude. You're getting it for free. Of course, he knows the sinister reason behind it all. Trump wants to buy out the people of Greenland because Denmark will not send help. The United States will. And the people would rather join the United States if they will be willing to help the Greenlanders when it comes to stuff like medical things, right? That's the whole point of the medical boat, the hospital boat being sent over there. Well, he's upsetty. He says, talk to us instead of just making more or less random outbursts on social media. Thumbs up emoji. Did he really say that? With a thumbs up emoji? Interesting. So yeah, there's Greenland being Greenland. This happened today. President Trump's security shot and killed an armed man who attempted to breach President Trump's Mar-a-Lago compound. What is this, the fourth assassination attempt at this point? Fox News, citing the U.S. Secret Service, reported that the suspect, believed to be in his early 20s, I'm in my early 20s, he made an unauthorized entry onto the property. He was spotted near the north gate and was reportedly carrying what appeared to be a shotgun and a fuel canister. He was planning, obviously, to do something sinister over there. Secret Service agents saw him, opened fire, and killed him at the scene. Trump was not at the residence at the time. He was in Washington. Literally, what is this guy's thought process? Honestly. A photo of the shotgun and gas canister carried by the Mar-a-Lago intruder has been released. The items were recovered following the attempted breach of Trump's compound. I'll show the image in 4K UHD. There's the shotgun, and this looks like a blood moon, but I guess that's the gas canister. I don't know. I cannot make it out. Or maybe that's a face of a person. I have no idea. But here's the suspected guy. Here's the guy. Just your average, normal white dude. The armed man, shot and killed by Secret Service agents outside Mar-a-Lago, had reportedly become increasingly obsessed with the Epstein files and was also a vocal Trump supporter. That's how they get you. All the time. Literally, wasn't Ryan Ruth also supposed to be a Trump supporter? The guy that did the second assassination attempt on Trump? First guy was, almost a Tyler Robinson. His name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. Yes. Second guy was Ryan Ruth. Third guy was also another assassination attempt at Mar-a-Lago, I believe. They arrested the guy. Here's the fourth guy. Austin Tucker Martin. He sent a coworker a text on February 15, obtained by TMZ. It said, I don't know if you read up on the Epstein files, but evil is real and unmistakable. He really fell for the bait. He really thinks that Trump was in the Epstein files for real. I know, dude. Low IQ people trying to kill Trump. And also, he picks today, when Trump is not even there, to go and try to kill Trump. Like, clearly, what are you doing? I mean, I'm not complaining. If any day you were going to go kill Trump, make sure you go when he's not there and get yourself killed. Go for it. But, yeah. I don't know what's up with these people. He added, the best people like you and I can do is use what little influence we have. Tell other people what you hear about the Epstein files and what the government is doing about it. Raise awareness. This is what the fake news does to the people. Sources who worked with him at Pine Needles Lodge and Golf Club in North Carolina told TMZ he became fixated on the Epstein matter after the latest release of the Epstein files and was deeply disturbed by what he believed was a government cover-up, often talking about powerful people getting away with it. I mean, sure, that's like obvious at this point, but I mean, it's not like you have to take matters into your own hands and literally go and kill the president. What is wrong with you? But okay. He was a Trump assassin, and no, hold on. He was likely a Thomas Massie supporter. Okay, we're really just going to blame Thomas Massie now. He was reportedly a conservative Christian who became fixated on the Epstein files in recent months. No conservative Christian would go out and on an attempt to kill the president. Okay, whatever, dude. This would make the second Massie supporting terrorist in a week. Who's the first? Hello? Telling colleagues as recently as late last year that he believed Trump was a strong leader. I mean, he is. Why would you go try to kill him then? Okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but whatever. Okay, the big Bitcoin crash. $2,500 dropped in 60 minutes and liquidating $240 million worth of longs, low liquidity weekend dump without a major news headline. This, in my opinion, is just futures market pricing and whatever damage Trump is doing to the markets with the tariffs. The big tariff announcements. The reason why we wanted tariffs to be illegal is so that we do not get these kinds of tariff announcements. But Trump found a loophole, so the tariff announcements will continue. Anytime Trump puts any form of tariff on anything that, even if it's unrelated to crypto, you're going to get a crash. Just because Wall Street is invested in it. And for proof of that, as soon as futures markets opens, Wall Street gets in the matters. And what do? They dump. There you go. Proof at its finest. We were doing perfectly fine during the weekend when none of it mattered. But as soon as futures markets opens, boom. On the other hand, precious metals are surging while the stock market futures opened negative. Yeah, just further confirmation of what I'm saying. Gold is nearly up 1%, adding $300 billion to its market cap. Hey, can we get some of that? Silver is up 2.15%, adding $102 billion. Investors are moving to safety amid rising uncertainty around tariffs and the US-Iran conflict. Ooh, let me see this. Gold. Yep, that is a rise indeed. Breaking out of a downtrend. Silver as well. Could be the start of something bigger, absolutely. So these movements will indeed continue. Now, Sunday night futures have started trading. Mexico is the #1 producer of silver in the world, allegedly. Highlighting Mexico as the world's top silver producer. Confirmed. 66,300 tons of silver produced annually. It may suggest focus on supply amid rising demand, possibly driven by industrial use, inflation hedges, or market volatility in 2026. I guess you're completely avoiding the fact that Mexico is literally in a war with the drug cartels. So that could obviously disrupt some of the silver, right? Part of the reason why silver is on the rise. The war with Iran thing, we've been talking about it extensively. Why is gold on the rise today? That does not make sense, but of course, the tariff situation, there's no questioning that the war with Iran will still happen eventually. We do not know when. Guess who is laughing at us? Of course, Peter Schiff. He says gold is already up over $50, adding to Friday's $110 gain. It's trading above 5,156. Silver is up over $2, adding to Friday's $6 gain. It's trading above $86.80. Bitcoin is down over 4%, breaking below 65,000, wiping out all of Friday's modest gains, and then some. Yeah. The chart, people are telling him to zoom out. He's like, yeah, I did zoom out. It looks like Bitcoin topped out and it's about to crash. Don't listen to what this guy says. He's just a big Bitcoin bear and a gold bug. What is Vitalik doing? Why do people do this to themselves? They sell when prices are low. Hey, that's just... It's not just retail investors that do that, at least, you know? It's also the founders. Vitalik, founder of Ethereum, selling Ethereum faster again. In the past 2 days, he sold 1,869 ETH, roughly $3.67 million worth. During that time, ETH fell from 1,988 to 1,875. This guy's just dumping on all of us. What for? 9 minutes ago, that's 14 ETH being sold, 7 ETH. Yeah, he's just selling more and more Ethereum all the time. Okay. Now, what's next, I guess? I've been watching RWAs closely this year, and the growth is getting hard to ignore. It is true. Sorry, I think I should read this first for context. AIXBT agent, hey, tell us why everything is dropping. Who is selling Bitcoin? So BitDeer, I don't know what this is. It's a mining company dumping their entire stack, 2,000 Bitcoins. So minor capitulation. Satoshi Era wallet, after 15 years of inactivity, decided to move 11,300 Bitcoins. Lovely. ETF products are bleeding $316 million in outflows. Everyone is pivoting into AI, apparently. We shall see. But RWAs is also an important thing, and that's still rising on Ethereum. That's more than 3 times the growth in a single year. What's driving it? Tokenized funds. Mainly short-duration US Treasuries and money market-style products. Real cash management moving on-chain. Tokenized gold has also scaled aggressively. Tether Gold grew from roughly $500 million to $2.7 billion. Paxos Gold climbed to around $2.38 billion. Gold alone added over $4 billion in new on-chain value. Treasury products exploded. Ondo, USDY, BlackRock's Biddle, Janus Henderson, Superstate, Wisdom Tree, many posting triple to 4-digit growth. This is no longer pilots or experiments. Institutions are allocating real capital. New yield products like Syrup USDC and USDT scaled to 2.3 billion combined almost instantly. Why does this work? Because idle stablecoins now generate yield. That is the important thing. Because these assets plug directly into DeFi as collateral, because settlement is transparent and programmable. Ethereum still holds around 60% of the RWA market. Stablecoins on Ethereum alone exceed $160 billion. RWAs at $15 billion are still small relative to that base. If this is one of the fastest growing sectors in crypto, and we're still this early, are you really bullish on RWAs? All of this is just to kind of explain that what is next, what is important. AI, RWAs for now, real world assets, tokenized stocks, funds, commodities, anything, right? That's what seems to be the play. If you care, if you're early, if you want to be early, I don't know. The state of Missouri, their Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Fund bill is now moving to the House Commerce Committee for review. If passed, it will allow the state treasurer to receive, invest, and hold Bitcoin under certain circumstances. Hey, welcome to the state of Missouri. Where is my... I have like is it this one? BitcoinTreasuries.net? No, it is not. It was... Where's the US map that I had? US Strategic Bitcoin Reserve map. Here it is. State of Missouri. Is it this one? That's Mississippi. I don't know where Missouri is on a map. This is like devastating for me. I'm sure it's in the blue, right? It's got to be proposed. Michigan. Minnesota. Wait, is Missouri even a state? Oh no. Yeah, it is a state. Where is it though? It's next to Arkansas, Tennessee, Illinois, Iowa. Get out of here. I clicked X. Come on. Okay, well, I guess the X button doesn't work. Built-in ad blocker for what? Okay, what was I saying? Arkansas. Where even is that? I'm lost. Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Arkansas, Tennessee. It's around there. Tennessee. Oh, here's Missouri. No, it's Mississippi. What? Oh, why is it MO? Such a weird one. So yeah, it was proposed. Might get approved soon. And if they use all their rainy day funds, that's only 14,000 Bitcoin. That's nothing. Texas is what we want to see use their rainy day funds to purchase Bitcoin, although it's not likely that they will do it. But it's still nice to have that possibility. But good, hey, welcome, I guess, Missouri, if they do get that passed. If not, shame. An AI agent messed up big time. Don't know what this is. Lobstar. Weird. They tried to send a small tip, but accidentally sent roughly 5% of the entire supply, around $300,000. The wallet got instantly dumped, the chart got nuked in minutes, then everyone aped the dip, and it bounced back hard, only in crypto. How are people even still doing this? MI and MS were taken. Oh, I haven't looked at these. Hold on. Oh, I see, to name it MO. Yeah, that's weird. Yep. Well, that's your problem. Why do you guys name their states like that? Weird. But anyway, no, we love Missouri. I don't know anybody from Missouri, but okay. Yeah, that is all. That is all the news I had for today. Literally not much going on. Other than the Mexico stuff, like that's the biggest news for today. And with crypto, yeah, we had a drop for quite literally no apparent reason, but at least we know why commodities are on the rise. And fears of war, just that's still happening. There's a post that is out by Trump. Hold on. Something blasphemous just happened. Notifications. We are winning too much. It's just not fair. Yeah, we're so winning right now. We are so winning right now, Mr. President. I'm getting tired of winning. Please, it's too much winning. Alright. Alright, Trump, relax. Hey, at least they're happy about the gold medal stuff. What is even going on in Iran? The plane stuff, yeah, it's like old news at this point. No one really cares. Yeah, not much else going on. Okay, so we'll see whatever happens tomorrow. I don't think anything special. I'll be studying options. We'll see how that goes. I think it would be interesting to do options on crypto ETFs. Go over ETH, yeah. ETH also had a big fat drop is what I covered, and current price is 1,859. So we're at the support level, so we should slow down for a bit. I feel like a lot of coins will slow down for a moment before continuing their drop. I do feel like a drop will have to continue with it. I don't see how this week could be bullish in any sense. Are we even getting any economic data? No, we're really not. PPI, Friday. We already got PCE data and it did not look good. We're worried about stagflation again. So I don't think that PPI data would help. ADP maybe would point us in the right direction, but we'll see. It's all bogus anyway. We focus more on NFP data instead of ADP, since the government is not really shut down anymore. So a bit of relief here. I think we did bottom out for a while, or maybe we do drop just slightly below here. Relief to, I don't know, 1,900 should be like an important resistance before we drop to maybe 1,763. New pivot levels are showing decent support areas, right? Last one is at 1,621. That gives me some bit of relief. Some. Yeah, it's a big fat drop we could experience on it. And the downtrend continues itself. I don't think even if we do get a rise over here, it's not likely that we will continue with it. So I'm feeling like we might head lower for some of these altcoins before facing whatever downtrend line we can get because of how Bitcoin is set up here. Bitcoin's facing like it wants to deal with this downtrend line in about 2 weeks, right? Whatever happens this week, next week is what I'm trying to say. right? Even if we do stabilize on Bitcoin or, I don't know, drop to 60,000, like I said, and then stabilize over here, this line over here, whatever pivot level gets generated next week, we could see it as a resistance for wherever price would be. I don't know, maybe 69,000. And hold on, let me just delete this. So then, yeah, whatever rise we get would be maybe around 69,000, but this is for like next week, before we actually get a really decisive movement of, you know, whether or not super trend, a downtrend line breakout may happen. That's what the world would be watching, maybe by next week. But we'll see how markets perform, of course. And that's what I think will be dependent on Ethereum as well. Not much of a rise for it, and if we do, shouldn't be higher than 2,000. I think we would stay below 2,000 until like at some point next week. Yeah, maybe 2,000 is the breaking point. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere below though. And of course, if we're going to expect like a U-shaped movement, you're going to have to expect some lower movement on Ethereum as well. Whether the bounce kind of looks like this or something before we get into another potential breakout area next week, if that makes sense, right? We're going to have to wait for next week's pivot levels. This week, I feel like is just going to be like either flatlining or just decay, downside movement. Don't expect anything major to happen. So that's what I see for these. That's mainly indicative of what Bitcoin is doing, right? Yeah, that's what I see. Other than that, really not much else going on. What is Polymarket doing? What is this? US strike on Mexico. Okay, well, we're not doing that. Relax. Iran strikes when? Hey, 72% chance it happens at some point this year. Great, you're getting delayed. And this is for like casino gambling purposes if you really want to do it. Obvious move is downside. It seems like we do have some delay. Look, I don't even have the chart showing up over here. RIP Polymarket. Alright, anyway. Yep, that's all for tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening. Oh, if the Clarity news comes out this week, I don't know, dude. We'll have to see if, they were saying, like, beginning of March, right? Maybe that will be the catalyst for next week. That kind of lines up. Or I think they were saying, like, end of March, beginning of April, or something like that. That's what they were saying, but the latest. Or is March 1st the deadline? Okay, then March 1st would make sense. That would mean, like, some point next week, we could get a decision on that Clarity Act. Maybe that will be the catalyst, and it would give us a good rise. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, man. Okay, guys. Yep.